There was a young man named Riku who lived in a bustling city, always running from one goal to the next. He was ambitious, driven, and determined to succeed, but no matter how much he achieved, something always felt missing. His life was filled with constant motion, yet he was never satisfied. One night, after a particularly frustrating day, he wandered out of the city and into the quiet countryside. In the distance, he saw an old lantern glowing dimly on a hilltop. Curious, Riku made his way up the hill and found an elderly woman sitting beside the lantern, watching the fireflies flicker in the dark. Without a word, Riku sat beside her, exhausted and frustrated. "I don't understand," he muttered, rubbing his temples. "I keep working harder, pushing myself more, but it feels like the light I'm chasing is always out of reach." The old woman smiled as Riku poured out his frustration. "You remind me of this lantern," she said, pointing to the flickering light. "You're so focused on burning brightly that you don't see the beauty around you." Riku frowned, confused. "But isn't that what we're supposed to do? Shine as brightly as we can?" The woman chuckled, lifting the lantern gently. "When I first lit this lantern, I put too much oil in it, hoping it would burn brightly. But it burned out quickly. It's not about how bright you shine, but how steadily." The old woman pointed toward the fireflies dancing gently around them. "See these fireflies, Riku? They don't burn brightly like the lantern, and yet they light up the night. They glow softly, one tiny light at a time, but together they fill the entire valley with their glow. Their strength is in their patience and consistency." Riku watched the fireflies carefully. "So it's not about burning as bright as I can all at once?" The old woman shook her head. "No, it's about glowing steadily. The fireflies don't rush. They move at their own pace, but they still manage to illuminate the darkness. You don't have to be the brightest. You just need to keep glowing, keep moving forward." Riku gazed at the fireflies, their tiny, steady lights filling the valley. "So, it's not about burning yourself out," he said quietly. "It's about glowing steadily, like the fireflies." The old woman nodded. "Exactly. The fireflies don't rush. They glow gently, lighting the way one small step at a time." Riku leaned back, watching the fireflies in awe. For the first time, he understood. Growth wasn't about shining brightly for a moment. It was about being steady, about glowing even in the darkness. So a beautiful lesson that we all learned here is, self-growth isn't about burning yourself out in a rush to succeed. Like the steady glow of a firefly, it's about pacing yourself, staying consistent, and appreciating the journey. The small steps, taken consistently, light up the path to true success.